The belief starting to grow.
It up beautifully around the body. Here's a chance for Hunt. Won't miss this one, and he kicks a beauty.
Welcome to Inside Melbourne, presented to you by Zurich. It's your boy and co-host Jack Viney here with the main co-host Clint Stanaway and special guest today, Jaden Hunt. Welcome.
Yeah, no, thank you. Monotone, just what I expect from you today. Pretty boring start. Lily's not here.
I nailed that.
Hunty,
that.
can I tell you, it's a 1,000% improvement on, I think it was round one we tried it.
Yep.
And it was fairly sloppy, Jack,
It's
wasn't
taking me, what round are we now?
8?
Round 8 to build up
Hey, mate,
the confidence
that was
to
good,
go
though.
again.
That was
And
really
I'm
good.
fairly happy. So to shut me down like that, I'm a little sad now.
I think player takeover round is coming soon, so which means
Put my hand up.
you give me the lemon and SARS and get another player in, so I reckon you
Right.
might be right. Hunty, smile on the face, and fair enough too, because got the W at the weekend, and coming into work on a Monday must be a lot easier after a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday the boys were very chipper coming in, and yeah, obviously we've had a bad patch, but good to finally get some momentum going and hopefully take it from there. So yeah, definitely easy. I think the vision room yesterday was chock-a-block with guys watching their highlights. Let's hope that continues, I reckon.
Jack, what did you think watching from the stands?
Yeah, I thought it was a good win. I thought we displayed really strong patches of footy. We looked like to get that contested style of football back. I think we won the contested football by 30 plus, which was a great result, something we've struggled with this year. So I saw elements of our game perform really strongly, which was great.
And Hunty, that's getting back to where the club wants to be in terms of that, contested brand of footy, winning that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been a focus for a couple of weeks, and it's finally good to get back on top of that. Obviously, it was only a close victory, so there's so much room for improvement, which is a positive thing. We didn't show everything we've got on the weekend, but hopefully, week by week, we just add those little elements to our game and get back to our best footy.
Take us to that last couple of minutes if you can, because, you're under the microscope already. There's plenty of pressure on, but I'd imagine that last couple of minutes, the pressure would have been quite extraordinary. Take us just to what was going through your head in that last few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It was kind of one of those ones where we thought we should be a lot further in front. So, if we were to lose that one, it'd be hurt quite a bit. So, you just got to stay calm. And we've done a bit of vision, especially from last year. We had a couple of narrow losses, especially to Geelong during the season, and we're just analysing how to sort of waste time when you're in front late and just kind of run that clock down and be smart with it. So I think, it's a definite good thing that we did a few things just to slow it down, take the time off the clock, and get the win.
It is like another element to game style. Like it's almost where you play a different style of football, whether you're up or down, and there's a certain seconds or minutes left to finish the game, and that's I think it poses great opportunities for strong clubs and strong leaders to rally the troops and make sure everyone's on the same page, because like you said, it is a very high pressure situation where one mistake could cost you a game. They're high stakes, and it just requires stronger leadership and stronger unity out there.
You could pick 3, 4, 5 players that stood up in that last couple of minutes, but one for mine was Frosty, Sam Frost.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think of his few efforts there, Jade?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just when he has that mindset of just absolutely competing, he's an absolute animal. So there's a few times he just dived on the ball and just saved everyone, really. So it was great to see.
Do you enjoy his effort?
Yeah, it was unreal. You could just he's like, there's no way we're losing. We're losing this game. He was throwing himself at the footy all over the place, which is great. When you see that desperation, hunger, that the players are in it.
And your own game, Jaden, you went back and slotted a few goals. You must have been happy with your performance.
Yeah, no, not for that reason, but I was happy with the game. I just felt like I was dangerous all day and bringing my teammates in. So yeah, it was good to get the win and have a bit of form. But really, I think the forward line finally clicked. been a tough few weeks for us. We just haven't really quite got that chemistry together. But I think on the weekend, just as a whole unit, we really stood up, and I think again we got a lot of improvement in us. So hopefully we just gel from here.
Before we dig a little deeper around Jayden Hunt, the man, the mystery, I'm sure you've got a few curly ones for your teammate Jack. Trip to the Gold Coast this week. That'll be another challenge for the club. Good to get away though. Are you a chance?
Depends who you ask.
If you ask the man himself, he's definite chance. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's let's just say I'm working towards it, but I got a few obstacles to cross first. So we'll see. We'll see.
A good chance to get away and consolidate that win last week and maybe put two together though, Jayden.
yeah, absolutely. I think we've actually shown that we're a good away team in the past. So it'd be good just to get everyone together, travel together, eat together, play a bit of table tennis, sort of gel, and yeah. And then once that game time hits, I think we'll all be in it and really hungry to actually get 2 wins in a row and get going.
Table tennis, one of the go-tos, is it, on an away trip?
Yeah, just a little bit, just to loosen up a bit. And
How'd you go?
yeah.
Yeah, Hunty's a freak.
Easy?
Yeah, we've lost a couple of good table tennis players in the past few years, so I think
Would you reckon you number one?
I probably would
Right?
be the number one
Number one
player
seed,
now. Yeah, if I don't say myself. But Shannon Burns, actually, he'd be my biggest rival, and Matty Egan. So a couple of coaches.
Did you grow up playing bit of tennis? Is that right?
Yeah. So I played actual more tennis than I did footy. So
Yeah.
I've definitely got a tennis-style table tennis game.
Are you one of those guys that's just like freakishly good at everything?
Oh no, I wouldn't say that.
Because you surf as well.
Yeah, I do quite a bit, but yeah, there's some definite weaknesses. Drawing's one of them, as you're probably well aware. But and also being early, I have this bit of a phobia that I just cannot be early to anything. So,
Oh, you beat Clint to the podcast this morning, so that's
absolutely
Great effort.
Great,
No, I
result.
looked at my clock when I walked in. It was 7 a.m. and I was told to be here at 7 a.m. So, like as
Perfect.
Gandalf says, a wizard is never late, nor is he early. He's just right on time.
There's some wisdom from Jayden Hunt. I don't
There you
mind it,
go.
actually.
I'm gonna get that tatted on me, I think.
Hey,
You'd be a Lord of the Rings fan, sure.
Yeah, I used to watch it back when it was on the I smashed them in the what are they like the big
Blu-rays?
No, before that the tapes
VCR.
like VCR,
VHS.
VHS, whatever they're called. I remember watching it on those like 3 hour long. It was epic.
For those that are watching online, I don't know if we can get a clip of this up. What do you think of Jayden's outfit he's rocking today? Is this one that we
I love
usually
it.
see? Yeah.
I love it. I'm all about individuality and wearing whatever makes you feel
Comfortable?
comfortable, happy, content. I like it.
How would you describe this look, Jayden?
Oh, it's definite comfort. This thing is amazing. This is my go-to in winter. So it's only really been rocking for a couple of weeks this time round. But yeah, last winter it would be probably every second day. It's just if you have a feel, anyone.
Okay,
Just feel
let me have a
Yeah,
feel.
it's nice. Feels like a
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Just
feels
it's
like a
very
dead
nice.
animal on you.
Absolutely.
Well, he's a man that likes to stay warm because there's a lot of questions here, Jack, from the outer, which we'll get to shortly, but we'll give you a taste test about Hunty's long sleeve jumper. And he rocked it at the weekend. Why the long sleeves, Hunty?
Well, it was a little bit cold, to be honest. I'm a bit of a cold-blooded creature, I guess. I get cold very easily. So, yeah, I guess all winter in training, I wear the long sleeves, top and bottom in training. And, yeah, the only reason I really haven't worn it for a while is that I probably had the worst half of football I've ever played in Canberra a few years ago. So I lost it at halftime and, yeah, it's given me a couple of years to get the confidence back to give it another shot.
Jack, there was a question there
There's-
that we might get to now.
Yeah,
while
from,
it's relevant.
Adam. He says, you wear long sleeves. Hawthorn have banned them. Do you think the long sleeves were the difference on the day?
Oh, no, I definitely think that is the single and only reason we won that game. So, yeah, I did actually notice that Hawthorn had banned it. So, it was pretty funny that I was wearing it. They probably got a little bit annoyed at me.
They target. Yeah, I saw Sicily was coming after you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about the long sleeves, or was it more the headband?
No, they actually didn't mention either. He did rip my headband off twice, which
I
I
saw
wasn't
that.
happy about. So that's actually never been done before. So I'm not too sure about the rules. I might have to give the AFL a little bit of a ring
Surprised
up
it
and
didn't
see if
come
I can
up.
get a free kick
Please
for that.
explain.
Didn't
Yeah.
come up with a match review officer.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. I was expecting
Head-high
it.
contact.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a few niceties. Is that what he said? Like,
Oh, yeah, it wasn't too much to it, to be honest. I think he's pretty easy to razz up, as
Yeah.
probably people are well aware.
so you gave a little back.
Yeah,
I hope.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Good.
And I guess what really won it for me is that Burgoyne told him to get off me because he was in danger of giving away a free kick. So I just gave him a little bit of a wave goodbye when he left me, and yeah, he wasn't too pleased with that. So it was a bit of fun.
He is one out of the box, Hunty. What's he like around the change rooms, around the dressing rooms?
No, you're right. You know, he's like you can tell by his dress sense, his quirky sense of humour that he's unique, absolutely. But I think he's a very competitive human being, and like, you know, Sicily getting into him, he's starting to give as good as he gets,
Yeah.
so to speak. So he's a competitive person, and you know, he's not going to back down from anyone. So I think in combination with of those traits makes Jaden Hunt, who is a terrific football player.
So you love the long sleeve. You also love the torp as well. We haven't seen the torp in a while.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, it's actually a bit hard to rip it out just because the degree of difficulty is pretty high. It's hard to actually kind of implement it during the game. So I've got to sort of have the ball when the siren goes, I guess. So, yeah, I've been wasting the clock a little bit late just hoping that siren goes, but it hasn't really eventuated. So hopefully I can get it from a distance out and have the license to go bang.
Well, Hunty, we've already enjoyed your company on Inside Melbourne. We're going to get to we're going to dig a lot deeper into as I say, the man, the myth, the legend that is Jaden Hunt after this short break on Inside Melbourne with thanks to Zurich.
Thanks to our co-major partner and podcast sponsor Zurich. For over 100 years, they've been ensuring the people and things you truly love. And just like you, they truly love footy and truly love Melbourne.
Welcome back to Inside Melbourne. This episode brought to you, as always, by our great mates at Zurich, heading into a game against the Gold Coast this week. But there is a story that has sparked my attention. It involves Stephen May. Jack, I want to come to you as co-captain of the club. We've read about it. Apparently was drinking at a bar in Richmond. A breach of team rules, I'd expect. What's your response as captain of the club?
Yeah, you know, it's obviously a really disappointing situation we find ourselves in. You know, Stephen has broken some rules and some standards that we hold amongst the playing group. So, we'll have to meet together as a leadership group. This has only just come out last night, so we haven't had a chance to get together and meet and discuss it. But Stephen's also facing some adversity outside of the football club, which he's going through. So our number one focus is Stephen's well-being, but at the same time there are standards and expectations we hold amongst all the players. We'll get together and talk about it as a leadership group, and people that need to be privy to coming up with a decision.
All right, good stuff. With that out of the way, let's get to some of your questions from the outer. Have some fun with our guest, Jaden Hunt. There is just an absolute myriad of questions, some of them very, very strange. I'm
struggling to find footy questions on here. There's a lot about owls, headbands.
Yeah, so many
Lettuce
different
leaves.
things.
I'm going to ask that one.
Okay.
If you were to eat a whole lettuce, would you eat it like an apple or leaf by leaf?
Oh, I've had a lot of time to think about this. I was actually scrolling through it last night and saw that one. I replied
Just
to
having
the
a look
guy.
at your own questions, man.
Yeah,
Just a bit of study.
Yeah, just a little preempt. And this one actually is the only one I replied to. I was hoping this came up.
Only one you thought worthy of a reply?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the only one of note that I noticed. And I have had a think. If I was to eat the lettuce leaf to enjoy it, I would go strand by strand, really just take my time with it. But if it was some sort of challenge, I'd just go head first straight into it, just chunky chunk like an apple.
It'd get messy, I reckon, because like if you're eating it like an apple, then parts would be falling off. Whereas if you leaf by leafing, it's going to be a bit
Enjoy it.
tidier.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's probably the reasoning behind
Yeah.
why I'm doing this.
Depends on the context,
Yeah,
circumstance.
Now, just to paint a picture of how strange the questions are. Now, Jack did touch on the fact there were some owl-related questions. Not one, not two, but maybe 3 or 4. Do you still think about owls every day? And if so, are you open to discussing your favourite owls with me and my friend Kevin? Jaden Hunt, what is that about?
Well, probably came, I don't know how long, maybe 18 months ago. Me and my friend just saw this owl and it kept attacking us, flying at us in all directions.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, for about a month, we'd see some sort of owl, real or fake, sort of every day. So it became a little bit of a thing. But yeah, I'd be happy to discuss with that person and
Kevin.
Kevin. Yeah.
The Manic Pixie meme girl, that one was
Did they ask what my favourite one was?
What? The Manic Pixie meme girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But probably my favourite owl would have to be probably Hedwig of Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't ask, but thanks for that.
Well, I've obviously been looking at other questions too, so I have done my study.
All right, I got one here from Natalia.n25. You're actually amazing. Who's your idol? Do you have any kind of role models, maybe growing up, you aspired to be like?
I don't really know. I sort of take people from all sorts of different walks of life. I've always been a big fan of Robin Williams, comedian and actor, obviously. His just view on life and just how he expresses happiness, I guess. And then sport related, actually, when I was young, Leighton Hewitt was the man.
Yeah.
I was a big Leighton Hewitt fan. So, yeah, I wasn't too... Like sometimes brought out the come-ons in the tennis games and stuff like that, and just that competitiveness I just love. So there are a couple of them.
What's your strong suit on the tennis court? Big sort of serve volley man, eh?
Absolutely, you've picked it. Yeah, I love the grass courts. Down at Kooyong quite a bit now, but yeah, the old serve and volley I think was my suit. I love sort of coming against sort of younger ball machines, and I just sort of play with their mind a bit because you don't see it too often anymore.
Lots of headband questions. We know Jack's old man used to wear a headband for quite a few years. You're rocking it beautifully this year again. Are they available for purchase, are they? People want to know?
Yeah, they are. So a company called Grand Headbands makes
Yeah.
them for me. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they do sell the exact same
There you
model.
go.
So there you go if you want to buy them.
And Winfrey Peggy Westies writes, do you wear your headband to get Brownlow votes to steal them from Gus with his helmet?
Yeah, possibly. That might be one of the reasons I cheekily chuck it in. Not as bad as Gorney though, who has a chat with the umpires every minute, I guess.
Just talk things over.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. It makes you stand out a bit, so maybe. But it hasn't gone too well. I think I've only got one vote ever, so might have to change it up.
I have a question, Jaden. You're a very balanced man. I think you know, not all your eggs are in the footy basket. What are you doing outside of football to, keep the balance and, what do you get up to outside of it?
Yeah, so I'm currently sort of maybe halfway through a commerce degree, studying that at Monash Uni. So yeah, that's my Tuesday afternoons down at Monash, and obviously catching up online. So yeah, I think something in marketing is something that I want to get into after footy. So that's what I spend most of my time, and then I sort of use my day off to either play golf or go surfing to kind of get that balance.
Does it all, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You do it all, Jaden. I like it. Hey, a few footy questions here, thrown in the mix. Finn Cashmore asks, what part of your game have you changed this year to contribute more to the side? Have you worked on anything over the long, hot summer?
Probably just to keep that balance between taking the game on and using my teammates, and really that whole balance. Also, sort of the mental side of the game. I'm pretty harsh on myself, and it sometimes takes a bit to get over it. So it's just moving on and realising that not everything's going to be perfect, and you just got to move on.
And just on that, because you had a few challenges last year. I mean, things didn't quite go to plan for you personally. So how do you sort of you move on from that, and does that motivate you through a pre-season?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, last year was a very difficult year for me for a number of reasons, but I think sort of the team success was a light in the tunnel, even though I wasn't a huge part in it. It was good just to see the boys up and about and just maybe hungry to want to be involved with it again, I guess. So I decided, I guess in my exit interview, I told the coaches that I don't really want to mention this year again. I just want a fresh start because the previous season I showed I can play all right footy, so I kind of really wanted just to chuck 2018 individually out the window and reset and get back to what I'm good at. So, yeah, that was the sort of mindset heading into the pre-season.
Billa Hunter 73 asks, if you could change to another player at the club, who would it be?
Wow. That is a strange one. I'd probably... it's pretty obvious, I guess. Probably Max Gawn, just for that height and, yeah, just his sense of humour as well. I really appreciate. He's pretty witty, old Max.
He is witty. He's also very enterprising. I think he would have a bit of cash coming in as well. So.
But it's all of a sudden all come at the same time.
Yeah.
He started about 3 businesses in the space of 3 months. So, yeah, the man is on a mission.
I was looking at a question. I just saw a question. If what's that word? Woo?
A woo?
If a woo could woo a woo, how many woos could a woosman woo?
Okay, that is definitely one of my friends. Who's it from?
Jem Erie.
Oh, it's Woo Emery himself. This one is very hard to explain. It's a bit of a Brighton grammar joke.
I was going to say, this is something way over my head.
A woo is just someone you don't want to be. So, yeah, to woo me on this isn't good from him. And he is actually the King Woo himself. So anyone ever meets James Emery, I just give him a big fat woo.
A woo. Okay. Well,
there you go. Learn something new every day.
Let's leave that one there, shall we? One more peculiar one. Have you been approached to use your finger in a remake of E.T.? Because you do have an extraordinary long finger. Is that right?
I'm actually shocked how much. I reckon it's
how
every
much
day
traction it gets.
That I've got to show it to someone.
Give us a look for the cameras.
Yeah, I'll give you something like that. So, yeah, it is pretty long and it does come up a lot. So, yeah, I could be E.T. Could be anything really. It helps me in a lot of ways.
Got some airplay on the Sunday Footy Show a few years back. I remember that. They were just quite taken by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They loved it.
The boys did love it. A few crew jokes in there as well, which is always nice.
A few others. A nice one here from Christian. He says, "Hi, Jaden. My son wants to be an AFL footballer, preferably with the Ds. Who wouldn't want to play for the Ds, in fact? He's 11, wants to know what he'll need to do and what he can do now to be an AFL player like you one day." Well,
I guess at age of 11, I would say just have fun. Have fun with your friends, learn to be in a team environment and really enjoy your footy. And I guess when you get that little bit older, that's when you can start working a bit harder and really working on your game and going for your goals. But at that age, I can have fun, learn to be in a team and, yeah, just enjoy your footy.
What age were you when football started getting serious for you?
My story is a bit different. So probably from under 9s, under 12s, I was absolutely footy obsessed. Was, a pretty decent player. But after that, I sort of stopped growing. And with that, my form sort of went as well. So it wasn't really until I got drafted that it really, really got going again. So I missed out on TAC Cups and stuff like that just because, I was always pretty short, got pushed around a little bit. And then in year 12, I just had a massive growth spurt. Had a good season at Brighton Grammar and, it got picked up out of nowhere, really. So, from that moment forward, obviously, I took things very seriously. So, yeah.
Always been a quick man, have you? Because you're very quick over...
Fairly quick, but it wasn't until year 12 when I got that extra height that the pace really came, I guess.
So, let's say over 100, right? Over 100 metres. Do you reckon you're in the top 2, 3? Do you reckon the quickest at the club? How do you stack up? Yeah,
I'd back myself to be in the top 2 to 3. Probably Sam Frost late in the race.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to be like, sort of like Happy Gilmore when that guy's chasing him down the hill, chasing Shooter McGavin. I guess when Frosty gets up and going, you would not want to be in front of him. But I think I would have him early, so it would be interesting.
Has some great analogies, doesn't he? That's terrific. Bill asks, you've been playing a lot forward, obviously, this year. You enjoying relishing that role?
Yeah, it's been really good. sort of, yeah, I've been playing back ever since I've been at the club, so just to change it up a bit more freedom as a forward line player, so I really do enjoy it. And I guess it helps because I got that natural defensive mindset as well, and in this modern game, that pressure forward's such a crucial role. So, yeah, I like to think I'm starting to get a good balance of both defence and offence in the forward line. So, yeah, really enjoying it.
A couple more before we go. Jack, do you want to...
You've got any passions outside of football?
Passions. Probably at the moment would be golf.
Yep.
I'm a bit golf obsessed, especially with the recent Masters victory from Tiger himself.
What do you call handicap?
Handicap. I think I'm late sixes at the moment. So yeah,
It's pretty good.
I had a bit of a layoff because I had a few ankle injuries last year and shoulder surgery. So I've started to get into gear recently, and yeah, hopefully coming down.
Main rival on the golf front? Brayshaw, or is he... He likes to tell me he's a good golfer.
No.
Mac?
He's actually no good, guys. Unfortunately, he talks about golf too much because he got a hole in one.
Yeah, I
he
know.
just thinks that
Just
means,
keeps going back to the well, doesn't he?
It actually drives me insane. The amount of times I've lipped out and just thought of his face, just like, oh, I will get it one day though. But rival, it would be Oscar Mack, but I wouldn't really call it a rival because he's got me easily covered, unfortunately. But hopefully, maybe in a year, I can bridge that gap.
Thoughts on your co-captain?
As a golfer or
Nathan,
in general?
Just generally.
Yeah, well, we won't mention golf. No, in general, yeah, very different to me, but I like it. Great captain.
I reckon you need... It's good to have just different
absolutely.
people.
I think best footy clubs do have just a range of different people.
Why is he the polar opposite to you?
Probably a lot more on the serious front.
That's twice as that.
I'm going to ask this
Not as witty.
the rest of the year and see what happens.
Loves his computer games, which, yeah, I've never touched in my life. But, yeah, each their own. We do get on well. It's just, yeah, we're a bit different.
All right, boys, before we go, we previewed it very briefly before a trip to the Gold Coast. Look, they're not playing the worst football. They're not playing the best football, but there'll still be a tricky opposition. Jaden, how do you tackle this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with them, when they're up and about and they've got a few goals in a row, I guess, they're actually a really hard team to beat. So I think it's about stamping our game really early in the first quarter. And, I think the contested footy, again, is just getting back to the Melbourne way. So I think we are good enough when we are playing our way, which we haven't shown much this year yet. We can beat anyone. So I think it's really, really on us just to stamp our brand on the game and should go well.
And still improvement, genuine improvement to come, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we only beat Hawthorn by 5 points. So there's huge room for improvement and upside. But I think we started to see some real strong positives and elements of our game come back, and I think everyone saw that who watched the game. So hopefully it's just a stepping stone to doing it more consistently, and hopefully we can get on a bit of a roll.
I couldn't care less how many points we beat Hawthorn by ever. I just despise them. I grew up hating them, and I more than anybody else.
Really?
I was punching the air. I was actually on a bus to a wedding. I couldn't be there because I was a groomsman in a wedding, and I enjoyed it.
Where do you think that kind of resentment comes
just
from?
a lot of arrogant mates who barrack for Hawthorn. That's the.
So it wasn't necessarily to do with the team. It was more people supporting them.
Yeah, it's a real bit of both actually.
I like it.
Hey Hunty, before we go, Nippy's still a favourite of yours because there's a lot of Nippy's questions here.
Yeah, I still have the occasional one. I guess not as much.
It's off the...
Not as much as I used to. I probably got a bit sick of them just because I was absolutely flogging them. It's like a song you love.
Yeah.
So if you
just don't listen
if you
to it
put
too
it
much.
as your alarm clock in the morning, you're going to despise the song soon. So
Well, that's a...
So you're saying you were drinking Nippies first thing waking up in the morning?
No, I was just saying I was just doing it too much every day sort of thing. But no, I still do go back to
Every
them
now and then.
occasionally. Yeah.
But not every day. That's an exclusive, an Inside Melbourne exclusive. Hey, it's been a pleasure. We really enjoy your company. And I'm sure the fans, well, clearly judging by the questions, Jack, they enjoy seeing this man strut his stuff on the field as well.
Yeah, they want to learn about him.
They do.
They're intrigued.
Owls, lettuce, all sorts of things. Well done, Hunty. Jack, Well, we'll wait, watch this space and see what happens through the week. Maybe
Yep.
we'll be there.
I'll be right.
That was Inside Melbourne. We'll catch you next week with Thanks to Zurich.